And we are rolling on December 9th.
I think so.
Oh, it's my sister's birthday.
Oh, yep, December 9th.
Here at UCLA, where it's a beautiful Saturday, the sunshine is shining. And we're about to hear a persuasive speech from Harnower.
Last year, my best friend spent $225 on purchasing plastic water bottles. I only spent about $30 on purchasing my reusable water bottle. She spent about 7.5 times more money than I did for purchasing a water bottle every single day compared to what I had to purchase once. She paid for lukewarm water, whereas I'm purchasing and paying for chilled water. Today I want to share with you why I believe that we should not be using plastic water bottles anymore. I will give you 2 reasons why I think using plastic water bottles is not the best idea, and 3 actions we can all take to cut out plastic water bottle usage in our life. I will also introduce some benefits that may follow should you choose to accept my proposal. I believe this is significant to you because we all have moments where we think that, oh, I want to help the environment, but we don't know where to start or we don't know how to make a difference. This is a simple undertaking we can all have and all do in order to help the environment, and I also believe that this is a win-win situation. Not only will it help the environment, but cutting out the usage of plastic water bottles will also help your own wallet and it will also help your own health. The first reason why I believe we should all stop using plastic water bottles is because it will be helping and protect the environment. There is an environmental journal called Terra Green that's based in New Delhi, India, and they released an article in 2015 about understanding your carbon footprint. And this journal's findings were that the production, consumption, and disposal of plastic water bottles requires the combustion of tons of fossil fuels at every single step. If we were to cut down on plastic water bottle usage, we wouldn't have to combust that fossil fuel at every single step. For the U.S. to supply us with plastic water bottles, we need about 50 million gallons of gas. And if we were to just not be purchasing plastic water bottles, we wouldn't have to combust that 50 million gallons of gas. And there's also another peer-reviewed journal published by Jana Jembeck and other colleagues in 2015 about the plastic waste input from land into the ocean, and that research was conducted in 2010. And their research found that in 2010, the coastal countries generated about 275 million metric tons of plastic waste, and of that 275 million metric tons, 12.7 million metric tons went from the land into the ocean. It was deposited into the ocean and harmed sea life. And just to put that into perspective, because I know that a million metric tons is not a tangible number, it's not something we can easily manage. Imagine an average-sized elephant, and that average-sized elephant's weight is about 1 metric ton. Now imagine 13 million metric tons, and think about what consequences that going into the ocean of waste might have on sea life there. I feel guilty when I think about these numbers because I think that sometimes I tend to live my life with tunnel vision, and I forget to think about how the consequences of my actions might have an effect on other life and other humans and other animals. And so when I think about these numbers, it does make me take a step back and think about my consequences. The second reason why I want to persuade you guys to not use plastic water bottles is because it'll help your own health. I want to share an anecdote from my own life. Up until senior year of high school, I used to bring a plastic water bottle to school every single day. And every single day, after I finished using plastic water bottles, I would dispose of them because I didn't want to carry the trash around with me. I thought that it was a nuisance. And after I disposed of them, I began thinking of water as an out-of-sight, out-of-mind thing. What I mean by that is, if I didn't have a physical water bottle with me, I wouldn't remember to go get a drink of water, and I would just go about my day and forget about drinking water. And so I know that sounds ridiculous, because it is. We need water, it's an essential thing for us, but a lot of us forget to understand what we need from water. We don't understand the thirst. Well, we might think that, oh, we're feeling hungry, or we might think that we're feeling irritable, or might be thinking that, oh, we feel under the weather, but that's because we're not drinking enough water. Having a physical reminder might remind us to drink water. And also, when I switched from drinking plastic water bottles to my reusable water bottle, I had better skin, I felt more energized, I felt less hungry, and I was performing better in school. Thirdly, I want to share some concrete actions we can all take to reduce the plastic water bottle usage we have. We can firstly start using reusable water bottles. And that reusable water bottle will keep our water chilled, it will keep our water warm, choosing on what temperature we chose to put the water in. And secondly, what we can do is we can use the drinking water fountains we have around campus and on the hill. That's an easy way to get water, and it's an easy way to not use plastic water bottles if you don't want to carry anything around with you. The third action we can all take is we can even reuse the plastic water bottles we have if you really do not want to stop using plastic water bottles. You can also reuse any to-go cups you get from places like Wande or 1919, and you can just fill them up again using the filtered water stations we have around school. The way that you might feel if you do this, the benefits you might have is you'll feel more hydrated, you'll feel better about helping the environment, you'll feel better about yourself, and you can also save a couple bucks this way. In summary, I have given you 2 reasons why I believe that we should stop using plastic water bottles, and 3 actions that you can take that will help you to cut down on plastic water bottle usage. I've also introduced some benefits that may follow if you accept my proposal. In conclusion, there should be no doubt in this room that using plastic water bottles is not the best option we have. We have other alternatives we can use. Going back to my friend that I mentioned earlier, I believe that one of the best incentives for getting college students to do something is to save money. We're all looking to save money. And so not using plastic water bottles is a great way to save money and help the environment and help yourself. So I hope that you guys consider not using plastic water bottles anymore. Thank you.
Great. Thank you.
Thank you.
There's someone at the door?
Someone was walking by, they looked in, but didn't look
Was it with a bike?
No, it was a tall man.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Good. Great. Okay, something's annoying me, so let me stop the rattle on this door. Okay, I really liked the speech. Let me talk about it. It was perfect. Yeah. I'm just looking at your sources now. Yeah, good. Lenore, you started with a story about your friend, a contrast between you and your friend. And one thing I liked about it is that you pointed out that you're already doing something that you're advocating they do. So it wasn't like, so you made it clear that you're not buying them, that you save money and that you use a reusable bottle. Your thesis preview was exactly right. Your significance statement was excellent. It was very detailed and really told the audience how it really affected them and worked for them, and it was well done. Your first reason, you cited a journal based in New Delhi, and I suppose that's understandable, and we're an international university, so that's good. And I think the findings are sort of international in that respect. And I like the way, you dramatized the statistics on the second one with the elephants, and that was on the third one where the way you made your statistics not just whoosh, numbers and meaningful things, so they really came alive, and that was good. My wife and I like to go to Monterey every year in Big Sur, and one of the things we do, we go out on a boat and do whale watching and things like that. One of the things the skipper of the boat always does is he'll stop and pick up these six-pack rings. Because they hurt the fish and other animals, and we had to stop quite often. And so it's really, in Monterey Bay, it's just filled with plastic that's floating about. So it's a real problem, and people need to be careful about disposing of that stuff. On your first reason, I like that you did make an emotional connection with your audience again, and that was excellent. On your second reason, you used a story, and your support from your story was good and compelling, and I thought that was good, and it dealt with hydration. You could have thrown in a little evidence of just how much water people need, but you didn't really need to, because we know we need 8 glasses a day or something. People know you need to drink liquids to keep hydrated, so that was good. And then you told the personal problem solution. You said, since you've been doing it, you feel better, you have better skin, and that sort of thing. So that was good. On your concrete action, it was good. It reminds people to drink water, and that was good. The drinking fountains in there, and you gave specific and concrete places where to find them on campus, which I like very much, because you remember the more specific and concrete, the more likely they are to do it. So you said on the hill, and so many people live on the hill. On the reusing the cups, that's another good idea. And the benefits were good. Could have been a tad bit longer, but you were running out of time, so that was fine. Your summary was thorough and complete, and your conclusion was just as I like it. And I liked your tie back, because you tied back, I remembered mostly that you were talking about your friend. And so I thought, I hope she's going to mention the friend, and even if I wouldn't even mind it if you called her Betty or gave her a name, so she's my friend Betty, so I told you about Betty, or whatever the hell her name is. So, let's talk about the stickiness for just a moment before we go to your canais. You had a simple idea, and I guess the only thing I could think of, and let's talk about it in a minute, it was a simple idea, and so I think you had the core idea down. I think one thing that I thought of as I was listening to your speech is that one of the wrong rationales that people have for drinking water out of water bottles, they think tap water is polluted or bad for them, and they think they're getting better water. So some mention of that, and some mention that many bottled waters just come from the tap, and it's just filtered a bit. But something like that would have addressed one other concern of your audience, okay? But it was a simple idea, and it was good. I would ask you, what was unexpected in here? What did you throw in to grab me or the audience in a particular spot? Did you have anything in the design that you felt in this speech was unexpected that would suddenly perk up your audience and grab them?
I don't think I accomplished it very well, but I was trying to make the statistic about my friend, how she spent almost $300 on purchasing water bottles. I thought that would have been unexpected, because I think for a lot of people, we don't think about how that small purchase every day adds up. And also, I did tell my friend that after I did the calculation, and she was surprised that she spent so much money on a water bottle, because I think a lot of people don't realize how much cheaper it is just to purchase a reusable water bottle. Yeah,
okay. Then if that was going to be your unexpected, then stress that 300 and put it more in your tie back. Your credibility was high. You were credible. You seemed sincere with your stories, and your evidence was well stated. You had peer-reviewed journal articles that were, for the most part, recent, and that was good. So the credibility of your arguments from authority were good. You made claims and had good warrants and good conclusions. The concreteness of this was pretty concrete. It didn't get too abstract anywhere. You didn't have to break down anything and get too weird about the structure of money or the structure of water or anything like that. There's a new film that has the title Water in it that just came out. I'm sort of intrigued to see what that's going to be about. On the next one, which is emotion and making an emotional connection, did you feel that when you said "I feel" in the two spots at the end was enough, or what did you think about the making an emotional connection on a speech about water? It's kind of tough.
Yeah, I think that I made an emotional connection by saying that I felt guilty, or by saying that, like, by making an example of myself and saying that I did feel more hydrated and I felt like I was performing better academically. Yeah. I think that was something that people could have related to emotionally, and they could have felt that they might want that same feeling, or they might be experiencing the same feeling. Yeah. So yeah, I think I made an emotional connection.
Okay. The only thing I would say is if you can, if you can up your passion level a little, so you come off as, I really care about this, because there's a certain thing that operates in the realm of a persuasive speaker. When someone has this nonverbal that they're so passionate and they care so much, they go, hey, if hard work cares so much, I should care too. See? Yeah. So you want to come across with a little bit more enthusiasm and passion. I think would help you. Your stories were good, and I thought your own story and your story of your friend was well placed in the speech, and that was good. So let's talk about. So overall, I thought it was sticky, memorable speech. Yeah, and I wanted to compliment you on your effective use of your statistics, so you learned something there. On your canais, you said, speak slowly, don't forget any part of the speech, and have vocal variety. How'd that go?
I think starting with the second one, I did not forget any part of my speech. Right. Last time I was going so fast, and I felt a little nervous, and so I did forget a part of the speech. Right. This time, I have a tendency to speak very fast. Like, my family tells me that, my friends tell me that, and that's something I've always struggled with. But I think I was slower compared to the last speeches, but I still think for average speeches I was faster than I should have been. Yeah. And then for the last canai, I tried to be more stressful. Like, I wanted to stress the elephant statistic part, and I wanted to stress my friend, but I think I could have stressed them more. Yeah.
Okay, let me say a couple things about both of these, 1 and 3. If you, since you have this tendency to just zip right along, don't be afraid to stop. Say, my friend spends $350 on water every year. Okay. Beep, beep, beep. That's a lot of money. Let it sink in. In the middle of your speech, if you do that, you break your speech pattern, because it's like you're rapping. You just get going. And so break it up. Consciously say, I'm going to pause. I'm going to stop. That's one way I found that I can slow down quick-talking debaters and people as they stop and start.
I used to debate in high school.
Did you?
Yeah. I used to go very fast.
My best debater, Keith Fink, that won 3 national championships for us, he had this remarkable style where he would win an argument, and then at the end of the argument, he'd go, Solvency's dead. Oh. Undisadvantaged one. And he would just give it a second. And it was very effective. His last comment really sank in. He would go, and then this disadvantage is out of here. And it was very effective. He made it work well. The other thing I would say is that vocal variety also comes just in yellowing what you think are the key phrases and words of a sentence or an idea that you really want to get over. And if you do that and practice the speech with the yellowed ones coming out, and if you practice developing more of an emphatic style of delivery in real life, because it's not just, you don't just need it in speech, in your speech, you need it in real life too, because you get going fast, and even in a question or a class, if you do, then it's really natural. So those are the things I would suggest. But overall, this was a really excellent job. Very nice. Thank you very much, Arnor.
So for the
let me turn this
self-eval, I can email it to you after.
Yeah, email it to me.